All right, everybody, welcome back to Drive It Out. My name is Adam, and we are at the 2020 KC International Auto Show. And what I have here behind me is the 2020 Porsche Macan. Now, this is a base model, but I still really like this car. I think it's awesome, even in base form. Now, you have an inline four-cylinder in this car with just about 250 horsepower, just under 248 horsepower, but that still is a really peppy engine in this car paired to that 7-speed automatic transmission. Lots of get up and go, still 0 to 60 just over 6 seconds. For an SUV, that's great. This thing is really a performer, even in base form. So let's talk a little bit about the styling. Now, the Macan came to the States in 2015. It's the little brother of the Cayenne. It's a little bit smaller. It definitely does not have the room that the Cayenne has. It's all in a tighter package. But if you want something bigger than a Panamera, maybe you like sitting up a little higher, having that stance where you feel like you can see the world a little better, Macan might be a great choice for you. So let's look at, you got that awesome looking, sleek looking front end, beautiful Porsche crest right here on the front. Reminds you what it is. You know what it is. You see the headlights, you know what it is. Beautiful LED setup up here with the lights. They've done a really good job. And this car has beautiful lines. It's not too busy. They didn't clutter it up with a bunch of, you know, inlets and things like that. And they left these lines smooth. That's a very Porsche thing. You know, you keep to your classic shapes that work, something that's gonna age very well because it's got these nice, smooth, beautiful shapes. So they've got a couple lines on the hood and they kind of fade out right here. And then when you get here, you've got the beautiful mirrors with the side markers here, and you have just a little bit of a bulge here along the shoulder of the car that goes down this way all the way to the end, and that back end kind of has that nice wide stance that you would expect from Porsche. So this beautiful dark gray color with some nice gloss black trim pieces. You also have a little bit of black on the roof because this has that big moon roof up there. But if you continue to come along around the back, I like this beautiful dark gray with those gray alloy wheels, just a very clean look. You have a gloss black spoiler here on the back as you come to the rear, and it really kind of classies everything up. But you have this awesome LED strip back here on your taillights. Looks very Porsche, and you've got the Porsche badge and then the Porsche font right here, but then they change things up and they have this beautiful script that says Macan right here. And you've got the awesome dual exhaust down here right next to the rear diffuser. And as you come over here on the side, I'll show you what it's like on the inside of this car. Now, like I said, you don't have as much room in here as you have in the Cayenne, but you've got more headspace for sure than you do in the Panamera. So here's your back seat. It's gonna be a basic setup back here for a 5-seater, but you still do have heated seats in the back, and you've got some climate control vents here in the middle for your rear passengers. Definitely not as much space back here for storage as the Cayenne. Like I said, smaller package, but maybe that's all you need. This Macan is gonna get around everywhere in the city you would wanna go. It's gonna be easy to park places, and it's just a nice, compact, little SUV, but I really like it. Now let's get inside here. And again, this is the base model, but you still get a whole lot for your money. Now, starting price on the Macan is around $50,000, which is on the higher end of the segment compared to its competitors. But you're in a Porsche. You're gonna have a really nice luxury feel in here, and you're also gonna have a great driving experience from a driver's perspective. Now, you've got nice digital displays in here, but unlike the Panamera, you actually have a lot more buttons in here as well that are on the center. So I don't know if you can see, but when you get here into the center stack, you still have a lot of buttons here on your center console, in addition to your nice panoramic digital screen up here. And of course, you have a digital display up here next to the tachometer and the speedometer as well. You can customize this display on the right-hand side of the cluster up here, but this is a Porsche, so very driver focused. You have the tachometer in the very center, easy to read, and this is a great steering wheel to grip. Wonderful small steering wheel, feels good in your hands, and you've got these awesome paddle shifters here, which have a little bit of texture behind them, make it that much better for grabbing and clicking through these gears. This is a 7-speed automatic transmission, but when you get at these paddles, the shifts are really, really precise and really awesome in this car. But like I said, you get the tech, the beautiful display up here, but you also have buttons here. I am someone who personally likes to have both. I like to have my cake and eat it too. I want the tech and all the nice touchscreen and deep menu options that you get with a display like this, but I also like buttons. I like quick reference things. I like when I'm able to drive, I can come over here and I can hit something that I can feel without looking at it. Yes, you can have haptic feedback in a digital display, but you still have to look where you're placing your finger. And I like being able, once you've driven this car for a little bit and you memorize where things are at, that toss of your hand over to a button is going to be easy. You've got all that feel and that dexterity, and they've thought about that on the steering wheel controls too. Very good dexterity on these little dials, these scrollers here that click and roll as well. You're going to be able to memorize what you're doing here and be able to do it very quickly without having to take your eyes off the road. This car, Porsche, is a driver-focused brand. This is a driver-focused vehicle at its heart. And I really like it. So just because you're in a small SUV doesn't mean it's not going to be somewhat of a driver's car. And I really, really like what Porsche's done here with a small package. So very cool. You've got a lot of controls up here. You're going to be able to control this large moonroof, which is very, very cool. Just a great package in a small package here is what you've got. And it's a Porsche. It's gonna be fun to drive, but you also can throw everybody in here with you. 5-seat SUV, smaller than a Cayenne if you don't want to go that big, but very cool. Macan base model 4-cylinder. You can go all the way up higher. You get into the 6-cylinder. You get all the way above 400 horsepower in this car, and it's quite a performer. But even in base form, it's really, really great. So we like the Macan here at Drive It Out. Thank you so much for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button below the video so you can catch more of our reviews, and I will see you next time.